lovely.
Hi.
Welcome to America's Got Talent.
One of the most unforgettable moments in America's Got Talent 2018 came when a shy young girl named Courtney Hadwin stepped onto the audition stage. At first, the audience and judges expected little from the small, timid teenager who had traveled from a quiet village in England. But within seconds, that expectation vanished. The seemingly bashful girl stunned everyone with her thunderous, soulful voice and electrifying dance moves that seemed to channel legends of rock and blues. The entire audience erupted into applause. Social media exploded with praise, and within hours her performance was viewed by millions around the world. It was clear a new star had been born. Yet, despite that phenomenal debut, things didn't progress as many had anticipated. The question remained, what happened? Why did her career slow down after such an explosive beginning? The truth lies in a series of deeply personal stories that Courtney had kept hidden for years. Stories filled with struggle, heartbreak, and a young girl's determination to chase her dreams against all odds. Courtney Hadwin's meteoric rise to fame gave many the impression that she must have come from a family steeped in music. People assumed her father, mother, or perhaps a relative must have been musicians who passed down their gift to her. But the truth was quite the opposite. Courtney's passion for music was self-born, not inherited. She had no musical family background, no professional training in her early days, only a pure raw love for the art and a voice that carried emotion beyond her years. Born on July 6, 2004, in Heason County, Durham, England, Courtney was raised in a close-knit, modest community far removed from the world of fame or glamour. Her childhood was filled with the kind of peace and simplicity that defined small-town life. She grew up surrounded by love and laughter. Alongside her parents, Paul and Anne-Marie Hadwin, her sister Melissa, and her brother Paul Jr., behind this quiet family life, however, was a hidden gem, a little girl whose heart beat in rhythm with music. For Courtney, music wasn't just background noise or a way to pass time. It was the air she breathed. She wasn't just singing or dancing for fun. She was building her identity around the art. The family's living room became her stage, and her imagination transformed ordinary objects, a hairbrush, a book, even a spoon, into microphones. Every time a song played, the world around her faded away. Her parents and relatives were her first audience, laughing, clapping, and sometimes tearing up at her passionate performances. Even at that young age, everyone could sense that Courtney wasn't just playing around. She was expressing something deep and powerful. Recognizing her devotion, her family gave her unwavering support. They encouraged her every step of the way, nurturing her dream and creating an environment where creativity could thrive. But Courtney's passion couldn't be contained within her home. She wanted more people to hear her voice, to share in the joy that music gave her. At Hesleen Primary School, she began singing during lunch breaks and school gatherings. What started as a shy hobby soon turned into a sensation. Her classmates stopped to listen. Teachers began to take notice, and soon everyone at school knew her as the girl with the golden voice. Whenever there was an event that needed a performer, Courtney was the first choice. Her influence grew. And so did her confidence. By the time she entered Shotnell Academy, she already understood the delicate balance between her studies and her passion for performance. She continued to excel in both academics and music, earning a spot in the school choir and becoming a standout figure in theatrical productions and musical shows. Still, Courtney's teachers and mentors knew her gift was too rare to remain confined to school halls. She needed formal training to refine her raw talent and push her skills to professional levels. With her parents' encouragement, she joined Shotnell Theatre School, where she learned how to blend music with movement, understanding the connection between rhythm, emotion, and performance. Later, she attended the Kate Sears School of Music, where her training deepened. She learned about scales, pitch, timing, and vocal control. Her progress was incredible. But she was still missing one key piece: a personal vocal coach who could help her manage and protect her growing talent. That's when Jules Miles from Vocal Ovation entered her life, offering guidance that transformed her singing from passionate to powerful, from emotional to extraordinary. As Courtney's confidence and technical skills grew, so did her dreams. But with dreams came challenges. Studio sessions were expensive, far beyond what her modest family could afford. And joining a touring band was impossible for someone her age who was still focused on her education. Yet, Courtney never gave up. She began taking smaller steps toward greatness by performing at local shows and festivals, captivating small crowds with the same intensity she would later show the world. These local performances weren't insignificant. They were the building blocks of her stage presence. Every performance, no matter how small, sharpened her skills and deepened her connection to the audience. Slowly, she built a loyal fan base in her hometown. In 2015, at just 11 years old, Courtney took her first big leap by entering Teen Star UK, a national music competition. Surrounded by talented young performers from across the country, she faced new pressure and challenges. The competition was fierce, but Courtney's voice stood out. Her performances were soulful, powerful, and filled with emotion. Though she didn't win the top prize, her efforts were rewarded in 2016 when she was named Best Performer of the Year by Hartlepool Mail. The recognition fueled her passion even more, proving that hard work and perseverance could indeed break barriers. By 2017, Courtney had become a seasoned young performer, ready for the next challenge. That year, at just 13, she auditioned for The Voice Kids UK with a stunning performance of Nutbush City Limits by Tina Turner. Her energy and vocal strength impressed the judges, and she joined Danny Jones's team. The competition was intense, especially during the battle rounds where she sang Dancing in the Street. But Courtney's stage presence and powerful voice carried her forward. In the semifinals, she performed James Brown's I Got You, I Feel Good. And in the finals, she delivered an emotional rendition of And I'm Telling You I'm Not Going From Dream Girls. Although she didn't win, she earned national recognition and became one of the show's most talked about Contestants. Looking back, Courtney often said that The Voice Kids UK was a turning point in her life. It boosted her confidence and gave her a glimpse of what it meant to compete on a national stage. I made some really good friends and still speak to a few of the finalists even years later. She shared in a 2025 interview. It really helped with my confidence, and at that age I needed to be told I had something. Her vocal coach, Jules Miles, agreed, explaining that she encouraged Courtney to audition because she knew the young singer was ready for something bigger, even when Courtney herself didn't believe it. That experience became the stepping stone to the biggest stage of all, America's Got Talent. By then, Courtney was no longer just a talented village girl. She was a performer ready to conquer the world, carrying only a suitcase, her dreams, and an unshakable belief in her music. She crossed the ocean to chase her American dream. What came next would make her an overnight global sensation and etch her name into talent show history. Forever she embarked on a life-changing journey to America. The longest and most daring trip she had ever taken. Stepping off the plane, it felt as though she had arrived at the very place her destiny had been waiting for her all along. The bright lights, the bustling atmosphere, and the charm of America surrounded her. Yet she barely noticed. Her mind was consumed with one thought: getting on that audition stage and giving everything she had. The pressure weighed heavily, almost suffocating. Each passing minute inside her hotel room became precious. Time to train her voice, perfect her song, and rehearse every line. Courtney was determined beyond measure. She knew this was no ordinary stage. This was a stage that showed no mercy to mistakes, inexperience, or nerves. It demanded perfection. For her, it was simple: give her best or face rejection and return home to England, an outcome she dreaded deeply. When the day of the audition finally arrived, the waiting room was packed with hopeful contestants, each clutching onto dreams of stardom. Courtney held tightly to her father, who had traveled with her, and to her voice coach, Jules Miles, for strength and reassurance. As names were called one after another, the crowd thinned. Some contestants frantically rehearsed one last time while others sat in anxious silence. Those who emerged from the stage either wore the heavy look of disappointment or the rare glow of triumph. Courtney prayed silently that she would be among the lucky few who received enough yeses to move forward. She had no idea that what awaited her was far greater than anything she could have imagined. When her turn came, she was escorted to the stage. The audience watched in curiosity as a shy 13-year-old girl, dressed simply in a white floral blouse, dark jeans, and brown high-waisted shoes, took her place in the spotlight. The bright lights and hundreds of eyes fixed on her made her heart race. The judges, sensing her nerves, tried to ease her with a few questions. Melb's kind tone couldn't completely calm her, but the moment the music began, everything changed. As the first beat hit, the shy girl vanished, replaced by a fierce performer with the spirit of Janis Joplin coursing through her veins. Her voice, raw and electrifying, filled the room. It was soulful, gritty, and far beyond her years. The audience was stunned. No one could believe that such power could come from a young teenager. In less than 3 minutes, she had everyone on their feet. When her final note soared to an incredible high pitch, the crowd erupted in applause, giving her a standing ovation. Courtney hadn't just sung Hard to Handle by Otis Redding. She had redefined it. Backstage, Tyra Banks screamed in excitement, celebrating alongside Courtney's emotional father. The judges were speechless. Simon Cowell, Heidi Klum, Melb, and Howie Mandel exchanged looks of pure astonishment. Howie spoke first, calling her the new Janis Joplin. He couldn't believe the sheer energy and soul that poured out of the young girl before him. Then came the unexpected. Howie slammed the golden buzzer, sending Courtney straight to the live shows. Golden confetti rained from above as Courtney stood in shock, tears of joy streaming down her face. That moment changed everything. Within hours, her audition video went viral, amassing millions of views. The 13-year-old girl from the small town of Hazlitt in England became an overnight global sensation. News outlets across the world featured her story. Her performance became the most watched audition of America's Got Talent Season 13. Social media exploded. Followers flooded in, and her name trended across platforms. Let us know in the comments. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more updates just like this.